House Leader, third party.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Over the last several weeks, this government has spoken at great length about the work that it has done with the Wet'suwet'en Hereditary Chiefs. Our concern is that this engagement has been secondary to ensuring that LNG Canada and its associated projects can proceed. Late last month, it was reported that a key environmental assessment report that is necessary for construction to proceed in the Morice River technical boundary area, the same area that includes the Wet'suwet'en Healing Centre, still needed to be submitted and approved. The ministry was quoted in the media as stating that, quote, "This process is part of our work to ensure that industry, in this case Coastal GasLink, is meeting the requirements of their environmental approval. Environmental Assessment Office requirements will need to be met for CGL to proceed with construction," end quote. My question, through you, Honourable Speaker, is for the Minister of Environment. What steps did this government take to work with the federal government and with CGL to hold off seeking an extension of their injunction in order to allow more engagement with Wet'suwet'en Hereditary Chiefs, particularly since the missing report meant that no construction could take place in the Morice River area anyway?
Minister of the Environment and Climate Change Strategy.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. As the member knows, the Environmental Assessment Certificate for Coastal GasLink contains 33 legally binding conditions. It was issued in 2014. The first condition, the member is correct, addresses the Morice River technical boundary area, which includes the Wilderness Lodge and the Healing Centre. On November 2019, CGL submitted the required report to the Environmental Assessment Office, and the Environmental Assessment Office is currently reviewing the report submitted by the company. As part of that review, it is consulting and seeking feedback extensively from all parties, including both the hereditary and the elected leadership of the Wet'suwet'en. Since the Environmental Assessment Certificate was granted, the EAO has met directly with the Office of the Wet'suwet'en on a number of times to hear the specific concerns that they raised. To the details of the member's question, under the terms of the Environmental Assessment Certificate and British Columbia law, the company, CGL, cannot undertake construction activity in the Morice River technical boundary area until the report has been accepted and that condition is deemed to have been met. They can, however, undertake construction in other areas covered by other terms and conditions, and they can, as has been affirmed by the courts, have access to those areas through that area, and that is where the matter currently stands.